This is called my Anything Goes sketchbook because that's what it is. I've used glitter pens and felt pens and watercolour, poster paints, gel pens, coloured gel pens. I hang around supermarkets looking at all the kids' stuff because they get the best stuff, and it's like they're £1 each, these lovely pens, and a lot of them, the glitter ones, are permanent. And I've also got things called paint pens. That illustration on the right's done with paint pens. You can pay a lot of money for them. Graffiti artists have them, but I just use the cheaper version because I do. Anyway, this sketchbook is from a company called Paper Chase, and they call it a paste book, a scrapbook. And oh, look at this guy. This guy was left out of Noah's Ark. Just imagine what a lovely place it would be if they left things like that in the Ark and we had them floating around the environment and chatting and doing whatever they would do. Crayons. There's some crayons there. They're a bit gloomy colour. They're quite expensive ones. I think they're Caran d'Ache, so I don't have many of those. That's another crayon drawing. That was done with cheap crayons. I got a set of kids' cheap crayons I really like. And Liquitex acrylic gouache. Lovely stuff, but not real gouache. But you can wash over it without reactivating. It's wonderful stuff. And you can water it down and use it just like a watercolour. I love the stuff. What have we got going on here? Just things, I don't know. I don't know who they are. I just draw stuff and they come out, most of them looking... okay, change subject. I like that cowboy. He's cool. I do quite a lot of cowboys because they're... now, this guy, top left, he's got to be Spanish, and I don't know why, but you just look at him and you know he's Spanish. And that guy with the rings on his waistcoat, I don't know where he comes from. The cowboy, that's got to be a Mexican type cowboy. Okay, this is my other sketchbook. Now, this is a rubbish one. It doesn't matter what you do on it wet, it just soaks it up. You see all that bleed through in the background there? It's really scruffy. So you'll see a lot of... I've used this more of a scrapbook than anything else. That image on the right, that was done with crayons and felt pens. Even they don't really work too well on that surface. You see all these things floating around here. I pulled them and cut them out of other things, and I'm going to stick them in here because you can't work directly into this. Oh, hi. He's kind of slowed me down because I was about to go in and rant about this paper. That's a crayon one. I think there's a bit of a Picasso. Oh, look, here on the left. Oh, no, I'm a bleed through. That's what I meant about bleed throughs. Now, this paper here is from a moleskin. Oh, before we go into that, there are angry cats on pretty much every page of this book. I think cats are born angry and they just don't let on. I think they're quite devious. They certainly look at me in a suspicious way all the time. You see this lady up here? I'd like to draw her like as a big painting. I don't know if it would translate here's my rant about this. I bought this book as a sketch pad. It's crap. Doesn't like wet anything, so it's destined to be a scrapbook. This one here I actually painted live in real time, but I've lost it somewhere on the cloud. And when I lose things on the cloud, they stay lost. I don't even know where the cloud is. Man in a boat. Okay, this is a memory from art school. Happened to me quite often. There you go. Early bird eats fish. Okay, if you see something you don't understand, it's surreal. These naked ladies, they all look so vulnerable, don't they? Oh, that was just something I was driving while I was listening to the news, trying to put down sort of little snippets from the news programme. I wonder what that boy's afraid of. He does look like he's running away from something. There's surreal again, you see. Look, a robot pecking at a woodpecker robot pecking at a wire fence. God, don't you just love those oranges? They're quite expensive pencils as well. That's why their colours are so vibrant. This is my Mick's Got a Sore Back page. I really was suffering. And yes, you can see the F word in there somewhere. Watercolour. Love watercolour. Not really good at it. I've got a friend called Steph who does beautiful natural watercolours. Fabulous stuff. I can't get the hang of it myself. That's a story of our time. It involves bribing someone to buy you Maltesers. I don't really understand it. This is a lesson for you. Don't stick anything that your grandchildren have done because it just is full of life. You can stay, but don't fade. That's what I say to most of my drawings. Don't always work out. Artist sues over ink blot. Yeah, really. Another angry cat down there. Let the pen do its thing. It won't let you down. It has no brain. I don't really know what that means. Now, these yellow pages in here are from a moleskin notebook. Now, moleskin, what kind of a name is that in this day and age? These nuns are the same. And they don't approve of artificial flowers. They don't approve of anything that's not really true. They can talk. And here is that magic mushroom. If anybody, I've never tried it, but if anybody got any, do send them over. Abstracts. I love looking at abstract paintings, but I can't do them. I never know when to stop. There's a cowboy in there being attacked by a bull. There's some other detail in there that's a bit X-rated or R-rated, whatever it's called now. I like this guy in the bottom right. There's lovely shapes in there and colours. If you follow that dotted line, you're wasting your time because it doesn't do anything. It was going to do something. Oh, more flowers. There's a weird guy on the bottom left here. I don't know where he came from. And look at this. Now, this is a double page spread on that awful paper. Being very careful with crayons and a bit of liquid gouache and some felt pens. And this is the last page. These are rejects, cut and pasted in here. Anyway, there's a fish. And that's your lot. The end. Do follow.